Hi, welcome back to the Isis G channel. So let's get right into the topic. So in this video, we're going to do a business plan audit. So we're going to audit everything on your own. I'm going to teach you how to audit your website. The first question I need to ask you is, what is your brand story? Okay, now when I look on some people's websites and I go onto other beauty brand websites, I'm often surprised that their website doesn't really include a brand story. They'll say, oh, these products are natural, or they're handcrafted, or we use special formulas, but blah, 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 blah. That doesn't matter because at the end of the day, I'm sure Target sells something similar. People buy into your story. People nowadays don't buy into a product. They can care less about a product. They can go to CVS or Walmart and go get a similar product. They don't need your product, but you have to create an experience when you're selling your product to your customer. And a part of that experience is having a great brand story. So you definitely want people to buy into you. So when you are examining your brand and you're looking at your business plan, really think about your brand story and what are you doing to differentiate yourself from the other people that are selling skincare products, the other people that are selling makeup, and the other people that are selling hair care products. What makes your product different than those companies? Number two, what are your goals for the year? It's January. Well, it's about to be February, but it's the beginning of 2022. What are your goals? You need to set a goal for yourself and do everything possible to reach it. Because if you're just starting the year out and like, I'm just trying to make a sale, no, that is not how you're supposed to start the year out. You're supposed to say, I want to make $1,000 this month, and the next month I want to make $2,000 that month, and then the following month I want to double that and make $4,000. Why? Because when you have an actual goal in mind, it makes you work harder to achieve that. But if you have no goal and your goal is just to make a sale, there's nothing to look back on. That means you're not really paying attention to what's going on in your business. So you definitely want to sit down and write down your goals for every week, every month, every year, and really plan it out, because that's how you're going to figure out what marketing technique is working and what isn't working. So you definitely want to invest your money into marketing techniques that are working. But if you're not paying attention to the income that's coming in every month, you're simply wasting your money, because marketing is very, very expensive. Now, I want you to examine what's for myself. I'm just afraid. Like, I sometimes let fear halt me. I don't move forward, and that's probably why I'm not even consistent on these YouTube videos, because I'm like, is anyone ever going to take me seriously? Or is people going to listen to my YouTube video? Are they going to find that what I'm offering to them is actually some type of information that they actually could use in order to apply to whatever line that they're trying to promote? I've spoken to other brand owners and they share the same sentiments, but the most important person in any of your business to take care of is yourself. So you have to prepare yourself mentally. And some things that I do to help me get past those fears is educating myself. I try to read as many books as possible, watch plenty of content, because when you are familiar with your brand and you're familiar with business, it makes you more confident and less fearful to jump into the water and try a new marketing technique, or jump into the water and try a new business technique, because you are familiar with the topic and you're not afraid to move forward. So that's something to definitely consider when you are allowing fear to hold yourself back. Another thing you need to ask yourself is, do you actually have a business plan? Now, we talked about having goals for the year, but do you actually have something written out that you can follow? A good website that you can use to create an actual business plan is using liveplan.com. That is a great tool to use to actually create a traditional professional business plan. You can also make a one-page business plan, just something that you can have for the year. So you have everything laid out of your goals of what you want to do for the year, so that you can have something to obtain and you don't allow yourself to get discouraged or you allow yourself to stop. because even worse, you stop. And we don't want to do that because we want to be a millionaire. We want to take ourselves out of this limbo of working a 9-to-5 job. We want to be able to take care of ourselves and not depend on someone else to give us our paycheck. So definitely make sure you have a traditional business plan. And a business plan is actually going to give you access to money. So if you need money, say if your credit is not good, or you need an investor, you can have everything mapped out on your business plan. So when you go to someone and you ask them for a grant or for a loan, you have everything mapped out and you look professional as a company, so that those people will be able to believe in your brand and offer you whatever loan that you need. Because it's honestly, the bank is kind of like based on, especially when you're asking money for businesses, it's based on if they like you or not. So if you come in there professional, okay, you're definitely going to be taken seriously, and that's going to be something that's going to work in your favor going forward. You also, speaking of getting money, you need to create a budget. Now, you want to use whatever income you are making for your business, you want to reinvest that into your business. I've talked to brand owners and they said, oh, well, I'm quitting my job and I am going to fully invest my time into my business. Do not do that. Please keep your job, especially if you're making under $10,000 a month. And I've said this before in my last video, but you are not considered a small business until you make over $100,000 for the year. So if you're not bringing in $10,000 a month or $8,000 a month to rack up to that $100,000, you're not a small business. So that means you need to stay at work. And when you get into the reality of the skincare, hair care, and the makeup industry, the profit margins have to be really, you have to make a lot of money for the year in order for you to be able to take that money out and to pay yourself. So, and you're talking about making at least $1 million before you can really pay yourself and it be sustainable. So keep that in mind, that you definitely want to make a budget and really plan out your finances for the year. Now, if you want to cut your hours back at your job, I did that. That definitely helps you with your business, but you're going to have to make personal sacrifices. You're not going to be able to go to the movies or, get the new latest TV. You're going to have to make sacrifices for your business, but I definitely recommend that, especially at the beginning of the year now, that you start creating a budget. And a lot of beauty brand owners, I've noticed that they don't have a budget in place. So you want to definitely break down your budget from month to month. And you also, again, talking about your goals, what do you project to make for the year? Now, we all have our goals of what we want to make, but we also have to be realistic. If you don't have income coming in on a regular basis, say you're only making $500 a month with your beauty brand, do not expect by December to make $1 million. Now, I know it happens to some people, but I've seen a lot of businesses crash because they grew too fast. And if you don't have your systems in place in order to fulfill those orders, if you're not in a warehouse where you can just hire people and help them sell your products, or help them make your products, or you don't have a marketing team, if you don't have a team in place in general, I wouldn't wish $1 million on anybody worth of sales if you don't have what you need in place in order to fulfill those orders. Because a lot of times businesses get bad reviews because they just simply grow too fast. And when you're at the baby stage, you really can't afford bad reviews. So you want to be realistic with your goals. I know making $10,000 in sales is something that 2 people can handle. So keep that in mind, that if you want to make $10,000 in a month, that's totally doable. If you have a team of 2, if you want to make $20,000 in the month, that's totally doable if you have a team of 3. But you have to make sure you have everything aligned before you make those type of sales. So my recommendations to you would be to read a couple of books. So one book is my book, How to Build or How to Start a Beauty Brand. So that is on Amazon, and it's also, I'm going to leave a link in the description for that book that you can go and get down step by step all the things you need in order to start your beauty brand on a solid foundation, so that you can make sales from day one instead of begging people to pay attention to you, because it's so stressful, especially when you spent a lot of money to build your brand. Another book I want you to look into reading is called The 4-Hour Work Week. Now, that book is awesome because it really teaches you how to be a boss. It teaches you how to delegate. It teaches you how to not be fully invested into what's going on with your business, and that you give someone else the task to do certain things so that you can focus on enjoying life. Because a lot of times with beauty business owners, they spend so much time working on their business that the whole goal for having a business was to be free. We all want to be free. We don't want to be working. Yeah, okay, we're working for what is ours, but again, you want to be able to enjoy life. So I really enjoy that book because it basically teaches you how to delegate all your stuff so that you can enjoy life as well. Another book is called The 10 Times Rule. I love that book. It's by Grant Cardone. It's a really great book because it talks about putting in the work. Sometimes you just at the beginning, especially if you are not making that much in sales, you have to do the work. You have to read more than the average person. You have to look up more material and watch more videos than the average person. You have to put yourself out there more than the average person. You just have to do the work. And it's a very good book because it's definitely super motivational. Another thing that you need to examine is your money. So we talked about budgeting. What is your budget for the year? Now, how do you get access to capital? You need to look into business credit, how to get business credit for your business so that you can have access to capital. So say if you do make $1 million in sales, you're going to be able to have the money to be able to order the product and order the packaging and order all the shipping material, because that adds up. Okay, so you may make $1 million in sales and have $750,000 worth of inventory that you need to buy in order to push out those sales. From my experience, like I said, you want to try to be as hands-off as possible. You definitely want to invest in trying to find a manufacturer. That's going to take some, you're going to be hands off. For myself, I don't have a manufacturer and I hand make all of my products, and it's exhausting. And I wish at the beginning that I really just invested my time in looking into a manufacturer. So I'm going to put a manufacturer list in the description so that you can look at my list and you can find a manufacturer for your business, because you definitely want to be able to have the product, order the product from someone else, and then you can just focus on marketing that product, making sure the formula is right, finding a good manufacturer, but you just want to focus on getting that product out. You don't want to focus on making the product as well. Again, work on your brand story. Your brand story is what is going to sell your brands, your products. So making sure, I don't care if it's just makeup. Fenty Beauty, Ariana is an excellent example of a brand story of how she sells her products. I mean, really go and look at that website, and it doesn't even matter if you're selling makeup, to look at her website and how she sells her products, because she definitely creates an experience for her customers. And that's something you want to try to do for your customers as well, is definitely make an experience for them. And like I mentioned in my previous videos, is that your goal is to always get high value customers. So you want to make sure that all of your content and your aesthetic of your website looks professional. Okay, you don't want calligraphy on your website. You don't want scripted text on your website. You don't want fancy colors and music playing in the background. I know that's going to make your website look unique, but remember, we only have 15 seconds to make a sale. So if the person skims through your website and they can't read the content because you have fancy text and the colors are all over the place and then you got music in the background, Stop. Don't do that. You want to make the sale. So I want you to go through your website, look at all your photos to see if they're blurry or not, because customers pay attention to that, right? And if they're going to give you their credit card over the internet, they want to be able to trust that they're going to get their product. And if your stuff looks poor quality, they're going to treat you as such. And you don't want to have to deal with negative reviews or angry customers because they feel like your business is low quality, so they're going to respect you less because they don't respect your business. And that's happened to me before, especially at the beginning of my business, where I presented some of my things as blurry or low quality or disorganized, or I didn't have things in place on my website. And when I will get a customer complaint where the package got messed up in the mail, I'll get like cursed out. And I'm like, why are they cursing me out? Like, it's not my fault. But I had to re-examine how I presented myself, and they were just treating me accordingly. So you want to definitely present yourself as, well, you know what I say? Fake it until you make it. So you want to definitely pretend that you have your business together and you have all your ducks in orders and you're selling out in Target. You want to give people that illusion, so that they will respect you, and then you can have good customer base going forward. Another thing that you need to make sure is that you have some type of marketing funnel onto your website. So you want to have an incentive for people to leave their emails, because you want to try to get as many emails as possible, because emails are what sustain a business. Emails are not dead. Okay, people are still looking at their emails, and emails remind people that your business still exists. So the way you can do that is put 10% off if you give me your email, or better yet, 30% off. Usually 10% doesn't really get people wanting to give their email away. But if your business can afford giving away a free product for Curly Temple, for your first purchase, you qualify for a free product. So I give them a discount code, and they'll get a free 4-ounce styling product, and then the only thing they have to pay for is shipping. So that's a way that I'm able to capture people's emails and then retarget them, especially if they enjoy the product, with other ads and promotions in order to push more products so that I can sell more product on my end. Also, you want to try to add some type of membership program to your website. If someone spends X amount of dollars, they get some type of reward. That, again, builds a relationship with your customer so that you can get as many sales as possible. Because remember, at the end of the day, the goal is to make the sale. So I hope this was helpful to help you audit your business plan. Just to review, you want to make sure that you are reading as much material as possible so you can break away from being afraid to move your business forward. You want to look into getting business credit so you can have the budget and the money to invest in your business, especially if you do make $1 million in the first year, which would be awesome. You want to invest in a good manufacturer. You want to make sure that your brand story sells your products for you, and you don't have to work really hard to get people to purchase from you. They just already buy into your story. You want to target high value customers, so you want to make sure that everything on your website looks as professional as possible. And you want to have a marketing funnel. So the goal is to always get as much contact information from the customer as possible. So making sure you get emails and phone numbers from people, and having some type of membership program so that people are more willing to give you their email, so you can keep targeting them for sales going forward. So I hope this was able to help you audit your business plan and reevaluate everything that you have going on, and then look at your business so that you can make your first $100,000 for the year. That would be awesome. If you make $5,000 a month, that's a lot of money. If you make 8,000 or 10,000, and then you're a small business, and then life opens up to you, and you get access to all type of money once you start making that kind of moolah. So like, comment, subscribe if you've benefited from any type of information on here, and I will see you in the next video. If you want to audit your business plan, I want you to head right over to my Instagram and make sure you hit the follow button and you click the link in the description and you can schedule your own business plan audit with me. So I am pretty much available every day except Sunday, so we can go over your business plan together and we can work out a plan for you to take your business to the next level.